Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my lots of chocolate box. As you can see, it looks quite involved. It actually really isn't, and it was really quick. Well, no, actually that's a fib. It was really easy to make. It probably wasn't quick because I was doing it sort of in stages, but it won't take that long on camera, hopefully. I just love it. I saw something similar on Pinterest and thought, right, I want to make something like that. I went with this because I just think it's cute and it's lovely. So in the boxes, so if I pull this one out, so this one has the chocolates that were used for my favours a little while ago. They are my favourite Ritter Sport, but these are little cubes. They are fabulous. So there's 2 in each box, which is nice. And I have made small boxes, so you actually get the same from the other side. And then they've got little notches in the top here, and you can just simply pop them back in. Whoops. And there they have them. And then in these ones, she says, we have Ferreros. And these are exactly the same. Oh my goodness, come out. I made a slight error, and I made the box before I did the finger notch, and I learnt the hard way. But yes, so these ones also then have Ferreros in, and they shut nicely. And then we have this really cute little sentiment. I love this. I really am pleased with how that turned out. Decorated however you wish. I'll show you how to do it. Mint macaron and basic white. Cajun craze and basic white this time. So you need 6 of these little boxes. Don't worry, I'm not making all 6 with you. Don't panic. You need a piece of cardstock that is 4.5 by 4.5 inches, 12 by 12 centimetres, and we're going to score all of our sides at 1.5 inches, 4 centimetres. As I said, this is sort of probably the time-consuming bit because, as I say, you need to make 6. Fold and burnish your score lines. Then get your scissors. Oops, not your glue, not yet. And as with all of our boxes, you're just going to create tabs on this one. You're going to just cut them down a little bit. It just takes away the chunkiness of the box. If you imagine making this box, and I'll show you on the other side. So again, on the opposites, yes, I am doing this bit. So if you take just wedges off the sides and leave the full length of your tabs, when you come to make your box up, you've then got 3 layers of thickness of card, and then you'll have the same this side, and it's just too much, and it sort of becomes a bit clunky. So if I just trim that off, when these now get folded up together, there's just 2 layers because the tabs don't overlap. Okay, so you've now got this shape. If you have circle punches, then brilliant, use those. I don't. I have my heart punch pack, and on the one of the edges that your tabs are cut into, you can just take a little notch out. Okay. Once you've done that, you can then either stamp, if you want, like on this one, I've attempted to stamp buttons on the front. It didn't work very well. This is quite dark, so I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to add adhesive to the tabs and then build these up. Grab them peggies. That one over there. And then the last one just in there. And then you do 5 more. So you have 6 in total. I promised you I wasn't making them all. Once you have your 6, you then need to do wraps. Before I go any further, I did do a centimetre one. I have adjusted my measurement very slightly. simply because these are actually quite tight in here. But as I say, they do fit, they do work. In terms of size, let's do this one. In terms of size, you can perhaps see by eye they're the same height. They're a fraction wider. Yeah, I think the boxes are very similar. Oh, the boxes are slightly bigger. And I say slightly bigger. Not a great deal at all. But yeah, I did do them, but as I said, I slightly amended my measurements so your sleeves shouldn't be as tight on your boxes if you're making it in centimetres. Okay, 3 pieces of card. Again, I've saved time and scored 2 of them. So for your sleeves, you need 3 pieces of cardstock that are 3 1/8 by 6 3/4 of an inch. That's 8.2 by 17 centimetres. And we're going to score at 1.5 inches, 3 1/8, 4 5/8, and 6 1/4. And in centimetres, it's 4, 8, 12.1 and 16.3. The slight bit I altered on the centimetres is the 12.1. I originally had it down as 12 when I measured and did mine, but obviously, like I said, it just needs that little bit extra, so I've just changed it to 12.1. So once you've scored all 3 of your sleeves, you can fold and burnish them. And then you can decorate them. Now, because they're not perfect squares, you can't really, famous last words, maybe you can. No, that one's slightly, yeah, so I wouldn't advise doing it that way, because if there is a slight alter in the measurement, I mean, it's tiny, it's a millimetre, but I don't want to end up with boxes not fitting. So I actually found it was easier if you're going to stamp on them. So I'm going to glue that one like so. So this will be my outside edge. So I'm going to grab my bits here. So let me think, that's for my sentiment, that's on the top. So I have these that I've used from the pre-die cuts, which were in with the DSP. I know that I want this to sit there, so that's the top part, so I'm going to put that with that. That is going to sit over the top of that one. That is going to go like so. That is going to go like so, and then I have an extra one. Okay, not sure where I'm going to put that one. We'll wait. But anyway, I'm not going to do any stamping on this one. If I was, as I said, my join I'd want on the inside, so I'd stamp on this panel first. So I'd lay it down and stamp. Then you can adhere it or add your embellishments. So I'm going to pop this together here. Make sure it's all lined up. Stop moving. Thank you. There we go. So that's that one. I'm then going to pop my little boxes inside. Make sure you keep your finger notches to the outside. So that one is going to slide into there. And this one will go in that way. So that's my first one done. Where's my join? There's my join. Then this one, again, join this one up. Okay, now I do want this one on the inside, but I also need to make sure that when I put these together they line up, because it may be that I have to rotate one way or another, but it looks like this one will be okay. So I've now got this one ready. So chocolates in, and these can just go in this one. So those are my 2 Ferreros now together, and I want to glue these together for stability. So adhesive on those, push them together, make sure they're lined up really well, and then just hold them for a few seconds just until that adhesive has taken place. I will decorate them in a moment, don't worry. And then I've got a basic white panel over the top, and it's just to hide the join really. So my basic white is 3 1/4 by 3 1/8, which I'm going to stick on here. If it does slightly overlap, which mine does for some strange reason, you can just give it a trim. Now you can either trim it on the box, and the best way of doing that is to get your pencil and mark. So I literally can tell by looking at this. I don't know why that's quite so crazy, but I'm just going to mark a pencil there. That just needs a millimetre off. Don't quite know why that's crazy, but anyway. So I'm just going to trim that bit there and just a millimetre off there. That should now, oops, that's my trimmer. That will now fit. I'm just going to flatten those edges where I just cut the paper. So that will now fit on there. So that's going to go on the top. And it's almost acts as a reinforcer as well, I think. Have I put that now on the wrong way? Oh, crumbs. I think I have. Never mind. So that's on there. And then a layer of DSP, which is 3 by 2 7/8 or 7.5 by 7.7. I was going to say this won't fit now, will it? But it's okay. So that's my DSP on the top. And then my final box and sleeve. Made a huge mistake there of dragging that across the glue, because my drawers will just stick to it. Okay. Once you've done that, I'm going to turn it round so that the seams are at the back. I've got my little boxes. I've got my chocolates. So I'm going to pop those in. Oops. And then these are going to go in here. And then this sits on the top this way. So again, a bit of adhesive on the base. And then just line it up with the back and the sides there, give it a little press. And then I'm going to decorate. So you're a classic. Come on, Mr. Glue, thank you. Is going to sit on the top there. And then cheers to all your years is going to go just there like so. And then my car, which I think I will need to trim a little because it's a bit longer, but that's going to sit on there. Strong and courageous is going to go on this side. Looking good, looking good. And now I just need to do my sentiment. So I have this tiny bit of white here that is 2 1/8 by 3/4 of an inch, 5.5 by 2 centimetres. I've gone with the Happy Father's Day sentiment again. Please excuse the pinkness of my block. You can't actually see it very well here, but and I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze. Stamp this onto here. There we go. And then I'll pop that to one side for a second, because you need this piece of card that is, I think, coordinating with the boxes. 2 3/8 by 3 1/4, 6 by 8 centimetres, and on the long side you're simply going to score at 1, 2 and 3 inches, which is 2.5, 5 and 7.5 centimetres. Fold and burnish. Teeny weeny bit at the end there. Don't forget to put this on first. So I'm going to pop it on this end here. A bit of adhesive on this little thin bit here. This now folds over. Again, just hold it in place as best you can. I mean, I'm not really putting any pressure on this. I'm just holding it really. And then obviously your adhesive on the base, and this will now stick on the front like so. Get rid of that, and there we have them, my lots of chocolate boxes. I hope you like them. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon.